Good day. Welcome to a new video of Crypto Michael, and today we're going to discuss Stellar Lumen. Yes, sir. We're also going to discuss some other coins like Zilliqa and why Stellar is following Zilliqa, and we're going to discuss some more stuff about the markets. Probably a little bit Ethereum. Interesting markets today. Slight downtick on the equity markets, which are on unhealthy levels, but also still a range-bound movement on Bitcoin, and that is suiting the altcoins relatively well. And finally, Stellar is doing what we wanted it to be doing, which is breaking out, and it broke out with substantial volume. And now you want to see that retest. And that retest should hold. You don't want to see it coming back into the range again. You want to see the retest hold. And if the retest holds after such a massive accumulation range, which we see here, which is more than a year, the impulse wave will become significantly large. And if we have seen examples of other coins that have been doing relatively well already. The first ones were Kyber and AV, and the new ones are Cardano, VeChain, Zilliqa, and some other coins. For example, Stratis is also waking up. I would not be surprised if the first hurdle around 14 to 1900 sats is just going to be a consolidation period before we're going to attack the higher levels. I'm quite sure that if this is the actual season we are waiting for, the movements we are waiting for are going to be that big, especially if given that we have seen such a compressive period, and breaking out of such a compressive period, you usually get a massive move. And this is actually showing the exact same example on the previous compression period, which took place during 2018, which is we were acting inside a range for almost a year, and we broke the range and got down, and we went down like 90%. So now we are hovering inside a range for a year on the bottom already, and now we are actually flipping above the 100-day and 200-day MA, which was essential if you want to have a bullish move going on in the markets. So now we finally are flipping this range resistance area for breakout and actually closing above on the daily, which would mean that on the higher time frame you want to see it sustain above 840 to 870 satoshis. If it sustains there, it's likely that we're going to continue. And when we see that we've got these massive gaps in the charts, you can be quite sure that the moves up will be impulsive, just like we've seen with the downwards move, which is also impulsive. So you should also know that a trending market upwards will make you more money by just buying the dip and the upwards trend, rather than a trend that goes down with shorting. I mean, something can go down 99.99% or maybe 100%, but it can go up several hundreds or maybe 1000%. So in this case, we see that we have broken the resistance, and on the daily time frame, you want to see that higher low flip. We might be getting front ran, so I'm not sure whether we hit sub 900 sats. If we zoom in on the 4-hour chart, we can see that we've got a slight level around 900 sats here. And if we zoom in some more, if this is allowing me to do so, we can see that this previous high is actually holding as support right now, and we are compressing already. So based on the 4-hour and the 1-hour chart, I'd be looking for longs in this area, but we are getting front ran, and personally I'm already in a position, so I'm going to hold right now. And generally, the most likely case is that we're just going to consolidate for a little while, and probably a few days before we continue. The funding rate was really high on Binance earlier today on the futures platform, which was actually suited for a downward stick a little, which occurred. If we go towards the USDT chart, which we are not right now, we can also see that we have broken a substantial resistance there, as we have tapped above 8 cents. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times higher low structure compression, breakout of the downtrend, and moving substantially. Preferably you don't want to see the price go below the level of like 7.928, preferably even 8.3 to 8.4. But we might be getting a drop towards 7.273, in which I'd be heavily interested in getting it. But given that we have broken such a substantial level, it is not unlikely that, I'll just get rid of this squiggly, is that we get a structure like this, and then we start to accelerate towards the next level, which is around 13 to 14 cents. If we check the 1 hour time frame, we can see that we have actually flipped the level that we were pointing on the BTC chart, and we have bounced substantially, in which we can consolidate before we continue. Flipping this level is magnificent, but this is the area that I meant with a potential drop towards 7.9 to 8 cents. And definitely I'm still targeting higher levels. And why do I do that? Well, we still know this massive breaker. We know that if we break out of sight of such an accumulation range, the move will be heavy. And in this case, Zilliqa moved towards the levels of the beginning of the midsummer 2019 area, and AV and KNC did the exact same move, consolidated afterwards, and started to accelerate, in which AV is here already, 1 year after the breakout. So next summer, I would not be surprised to see Zilliqa here, in this zone. But nothing goes up in a straight line. You can see that Zilliqa did the exact same thing. Rally up, retest, rally up, retest, rally up, another retest, did not get there, front ran, open level still. If we might get there would be crazy. Level back again, rally up, retest of the previous OB, rally up, bullish pennant structure, breakout. And since then we are consolidating. We have tested some previous levels for support, and now we're actually grinding up like we did in the beginning again. So in this case, you see that previous resistance levels are flipping for support, and you can actually trade it quite nicely. Once it goes up, you want to be on the right side, and you can be impressed by the significance upwards, as you were also surprised by the heavy downturn crypto can bring to you. Right now we can see that the 4 hour chart on Zilliqa, we broke this downtrend, we flipped the previous OB for support again, so this is deviation, rally up towards the first resistance zone, which is this block over here, rejection, previous resistance flipped support, bullish pennant structure, another breakout towards the next level of resistance, which is a previous high and OB. And now we are consolidating, in which you don't want to see it lose 204 to 206. And in this case, if we consolidate and get another construction going on Zilliqa, you might be likely to see a continuation towards 260, 265 sets. And then you get into the area where we have seen with, for instance, Kyber, in which you just break out rally. I think Land is even a better example in this case. Breakout. New support level, compression, downtrend breakout, bullish pennant structure, whatever you make of it, and then expansion to the upside, in which your targeting can take place through Fibonacci levels, in which here you would be taking profits already heavily, or if you just determine it on a different way and you just take the low over here, then you would not be hit. But the general rules are there that if there is a bearish divergence, you top out. But overall, you can see that once it starts to break out of this accumulation range, a new compression period and new support level is on a higher ground. Similarly with the movements after, you see that it's just hopping nicely and just constantly flipping levels, in which the same can be assumed for Zilliqa, which is currently following the exact same rules as well, through which I would not be unsurprised is that if we hold this level here, we get this test, and we get a move like this, in which we generally break out further upwards after, and then we can actually be targeting 400 sets as an end of this wave before we consolidate some longer. Then finally we're checking Ethereum, which is not on this chart. Then we check the other one, which is actually following the plan we have been tapping or painting for this one since the beginning of May. Compression period, breakout, another test of 250, and this is generally likely with the area over here, in which it would not be a surprise if we get a test of 230 to 235 again, which is generally this OB. If we hold there and get another test of 250, the next impulsive will bring us above $300. So the areas to watch are 225 and this previous resistance zone at 215. I do not want to see another test of 215, as then it's likely that we're going to test 180, but right now we're doing well. So that's my video for today. If you enjoy this, please subscribe to the channel, like the video, reply with your view, reply with requests if you have some, and I'll check you back tomorrow with a new video and a new episode of my content. Thanks for watching.